Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XLM. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XLM, and let me tell you something. You look at the chart and you know our next run up is probably going to push us past 20 cents. And I think we're going to continue upward from there. You know, right now, when you look at the chart, XLM is outperforming XRP. But all the talk right now around the crypto space is XRP and big announcements. Even those announcements around XRP will help XLM in the long run because these two cryptocurrencies run together. Is Stellar on the verge of outshining XRP? XLM soars to 15-month high. The digital payment token is witnessing an increased 24-hour trading volume, indicating strong buying pressure and a potential threat to XRP. Now, I never like to position these two cryptocurrencies against each other. In fact, I always tell you, diversify. Hold XLM and XRP. And if you want to, buy up some XDC as well. I think that's going to run most likely after September, once that digital trade bill goes into effect. But you know, no matter what happens from here, I think XRP and XLM are going to run together in the future. But right now, it is nice to point out that XLM is outperforming XRP in the short term. Latin American crypto firm Bitso joins Stellar Network to boost international USDC payments. Bitso, a leading Latin American crypto exchange, has integrated crypto payment specialist Stellar's Anchor Network to expand the payments corridor between Latin America and the rest of the world. The company said in a statement that it developed a solution in partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation to enable businesses around the world to transact in USDC to Argentina, Colombia, and Mexico, where Bitso has a direct connection to local banking systems. More corridors opening up all the time. Fed launches long-awaited instant payment service, modernizing the system. Now, we all know Fed went live. FedNow did. And everybody's pointing out this crypto's involved, that crypto's involved. There's people battling it out all over the crypto space. Let me tell you something. Eventually, they will integrate both XRP and XLM, and most likely HBAR as well. Later will come XDC and QNT. The new financial system is getting built right in front of your eyes. And it's going to handle a lot of different cryptocurrencies. They're all going to work together in this new system. But other people say FedNow is a cryptocurrency killer. Well, take it from Danelle Dixon. FedNow's launch has received a lot of attention, especially from our industry. Is this the Fed's crypto killer? The beginning of a pathway towards a US CBDC? Are we all doomed? No. I think this is a net positive development for the industry. Here's why. On and off ramps. We talk about it a lot at Stellar, but on and off ramps are the key to real world utility. Like I've been saying in so many videos, I keep showing you this corridor opening up, that corridor opening up, on off ramps in this country, in that country. It doesn't matter how fast we can send or receive money on the blockchain if it still takes 3 to 5 days to access your funds. And that's what we're dealing with in the current financial system. The new financial system is going to be much faster. By improving the last mile delivery of money in the United States, we might be witnessing the dawn of a new era in payments that plays to the strengths of both blockchain and institutions, whether they realize it or not. And that's where we are. The Fed is eventually going to implement a lot of different cryptocurrencies over time. We're putting utility on the map, literally. Take a listen to this.
One of the most interesting things to me actually about Soroban development thus far is the fact that it's all been done in the open. So 10 preview releases, definitely unheard of. Since we started last year, ecosystem devs, they've been encouraged to tinker and build. They've been invited to join development and design discussions, and all of that has been happening in public on the Stellar Dev Discord. There have been so many ideas, so many contributions, so much feedback coming in from so many different voices. And even though that level of democratic access is kind of inherently messy, it's been a really wonderful thing to watch. And the result is much, much better. And it came way, way faster than it would have if SDF engineers had tried to build something like this in a silo. It takes a village, people. Speaking of a village, because Soroban has been built in the open and because ecosystem devs have been hacking away throughout all 10 preview releases, we've actually seen something pretty remarkable happen. A viable ecosystem of smart contracts projects has been built alongside the platform itself. So at this moment, there are over 70 projects building on Soroban that I personally know about, and there are likely many more that I don't, which means that come mainnet launch, we can expect a thriving ecosystem. So if you are a developer, you don't need to wait for building blocks. They're here right now, ready for you. Now, there's still a chance to be a part of that first wave of developers. You'll be in good company and well equipped to succeed if you join. But blink and you're going to miss it. You will be a second waiver, a new waiver if you don't start now.
So we're going to see a lot of growth come to Stellar through Soroban in the very near future. And we're going to be talking a lot about those projects in the very near future as well. That's all bringing value to Stellar and XLM as well. And Stellar does have a massive ecosystem. If you check it out on the Stellar website, there's so many projects already on board that go over unlooked. They go overlooked. People don't even talk about all these projects, but yet they are there. And they're growing out over time as well. Everything takes time is what I'm saying. So when you get into crypto, right away, people come in, they put a couple $100 in on Monday, and they think by Friday they're going to be a multimillionaire. It doesn't work like that when you're dealing with utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies that are tied to the real world. But if you hold them long enough, guess what? In the long run, you make more money off of your investment. Cash, crypto in 400,000 locations. This is what the path to mass adoption looks like. Wow. So 1 year with MoneyGram, and they're celebrating over at Stellar. And look at that, 180 plus countries, 300,000 locations, 0 fees. And you know, MoneyGram has been growing over time, and I've been pointing it out. You know, they just opened up this corridor in this country and that corridor, but that's real world use case being utilized on a daily basis right now in real time. You know, everybody talks about certain projects on other networks, but then those projects just die off. With Stellar, it's much different. MoneyGram is alive and well and still growing. Cato Money, a Web3 onboarding and infrastructure company, now supports USDC on Stellar and leveraged the Anchor platform that bridged their on-off ramps to the network. Now Stellar wallets can offer Cato's global ramp services to users in 160 plus countries. That was an announcement I missed, and I wanted to share it with all of you because it's more and more on-ramps in the real world right now being utilized on a daily basis. Banking the unbanked. Spending XLM profits on my Wawa coffee. Now, I know in a previous video we talked about this, and this is happening all throughout the world right now. People are buying things with crypto. But when you talk to people outside of crypto, it's hard for them to realize that you're using crypto when you're using a crypto.com Visa debit card or the Uphold card or some other card. They still don't understand that you're using crypto. And it's hard to convince them. Really, it is, because they don't want to see what we see. Once you cross into the crypto space and you start investing in crypto, your life changes forever. All of a sudden, you learn patience. You learn how to build up strength in times where you're watching your investment decline in value. Then all of a sudden, it pops off, and everybody you know wants to get into crypto as well. You know, we are fortunate to get in when we did. We're still buying XLM under 20 cents. Think about that. You are completely misinformed. Stellar is on the CFTC Advisory Committee, the only blockchain representative. CFTC Commissioner Pham is even speaking at Stellar Meridian Conference this year. She spoke this week about SEC and CFTC working together on crypto regulation. There's also a bill right now that the Republicans drew up that hands more power to the CFTC. They no longer trust the SEC the same way we don't trust the SEC. We know all the corruption that goes on there. And, you know, I would like to see more power in the hands of the CFTC because they're going to give a clear path forward. Plus, they'll also look out for me and you, the retail investor. But take a listen to what she says about tokenization.
Today we were talking about tokenization of real assets, which is the existing regulatory framework. So if we're talking about tokenizing a security, then it's all the rules and regulations that go with securities. And the European Union, the Singapore, the Hong Kong, and even the UK are now making progress in all of those areas. So I was very happy to talk about how we could improve clearing, settlement, custody, and asset servicing around these asset classes. Talking about crypto, so thinking about Bitcoin or Ether, you know, last year I said that we were going to see regulatory clarity first in the courts around the definition of a security, and I think you've seen that with some very big court opinions that have been released. So it is important that the United States regulators work together. The FSB just released today their crypto asset principles for authorities, and I really look forward to participating in both those international and domestic working groups to make sure that we are coming up with a holistic approach.
You know what I like is the fact that she addresses tokenization, because that is the next big thing in crypto, and Stellar is very well positioned around that. You know, a $770 trillion market, and Stellar only needs to capture a small percentage of that, and all of a sudden XLM takes off to maybe 3-4 digits very fast. That's why I'm so excited around tokenization, because I always looked at XLM as a cryptocurrency that's backed by real-world assets sitting at a much higher stable value. That's what makes sense to me for the future. And that's the most important reason to continue holding your crypto, because if you sell too soon, you will soon regret it. First, you have cross-border payments going live everywhere. All of a sudden, XLM takes off, and you sell thinking that's the top. In comes tokenization and pushes it to a much higher price, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I really should have kept holding my XLM. That's why along the way, I'm going to talk more and more about that as we see real-world assets being tokenized and value coming to these cryptocurrencies. This way, it'll give you a better idea where the top actually is. By incorporating Swift integration, Ripple's innovative payment solutions, and Stellar's cross-border facilitation, the possibility arises for near-instant cross-border transactions and eliminating the current delays. Now, we know XLM is going to be tied in with Swift as well. That's going to be the first catalyst. That's when you're going to get to the first high price for XLM. Later, tokenization. And that's what I'm looking at right now. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.